Now, so far we've gone over C major and D major, F major, G major, and even A flat major, and here are all the notes. And it's important to know that it doesn't really matter what note you start on. The whole point of this whole concept is that it's the major scale formula. It's all about the distance between the notes here. So 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. This is the important part, is the relationship between the notes. It's not so much that, oh, it's C and D. If you're in C major, obviously, C and D are useful, but it's more like, like this is maybe your mom, and this is your dad, and this is the relationship between them, and then this is someone else's mom, and this is someone else's dad, and this is the relationship between them. And the relationship is the same, right? They're both married or whatever the relationship is. Okay, so it's like that. So the pattern is the same. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. There's a famous quote that says, I think it was Mozart that said it, notes don't matter. Notes don't matter. The part that matters is the distance between them, or their relationships. Their relationships do. And I'm paraphrasing. But it's kind of profound. It doesn't matter what notes you play. It's all about the relationship between them. The relationships matter. Okay. Cool. Okay, so let's continue making more scales here. So we're going to start with A, and this is a good time to pause the video and see if you can figure out the rest of these. And if you get here, these will be very tricky, and I'll explain why when we get to this part. Okay, so let's go with A. We start with our A. We go up 2. We simply add 2, and we get to B. And we add 2 more, and we get to C sharp. It could also be D flat, but remember we do need to use the next letter in succession. Now we only go 1, and this gets us D. And we go 2 again, it gets us E. We go 2 more, gets us F sharp. We go 2 more, we get G sharp. And finally we get back to A with 1 half step. Let me see if I set this up correctly. Oh, good. I'm just erasing so we can get ready to do the next one. Okay. Now we're going to move on to B. Let's go with this color. Okay. B, go up 2. We got C sharp. We go up 2. We get D sharp. Now we go up 1. We just get E. 2 more gets us F sharp. 2 more gets us G sharp. And 1 more gets us A. Okay. So, and then, I'm sorry. I'm still in back mode. Okay, so we're skipping the A. We're coming to A sharp. Sorry about that, guys. Minor technicality. And then 1 more gets us to B. Be sure to double check your work. I looked at the B here, I looked at the A here, and that was wrong, so I had to go back and double check. So this is the B major scale. Next is, let's go back to, let's use this color. We got E. Let me do this. Next we have E. E starts on E, of course, so we take our E and we go up 2 notes to F sharp. We go up 2 more to G sharp. We go up 1 more, at this time to A. We're at A, we go up 2 more to B. We take our B, we go up 2 more to C sharp. We go up 2 more and go to D sharp. And finally 1 more. This time I'm sure we go back to E. Okay. So there's all the white keys. These are ways to play the white keys. You got A, B, C, D, E, F, and G major. Interestingly enough, all of them have sharps, except this one has nothing. No sharps or flats. And this one has a single flat. Everything else has a sharp. We'll see more patterns on this at a later time. Don't worry. Right now we're just concentrating on how to make a major scale. What notes are okay to play if we're playing in this scale. Okay, so let's go with A sharp and B flat, and let's start with A sharp, and it won't work, and I will show you why. It does work, but not really nicely. Okay, so we got A sharp. We're gonna go up 2, and we're landing on this note. Now, we can't really call it C. Remember, we have to use the next letter in succession. So we're gonna call it B sharp, like this. And then, this is where it gets a little even more hairy, is we're gonna go up 2 again, and we gotta land on this note. Now, this is D, but we can't write D, we gotta use a C. So, what we can do, what would be the correct way to do it, but isn't really practiced, is you could do C sharp sharp like this. C sharp sharp. Remember, sharp means you go up 1, and then sharp means you go up again. So another name for D is C sharp sharp, but another way to say it is C double sharp. It looks like this, and sometimes they put dots on the X points like this. C double sharp. Otherwise, it's just easier to write an X. Oops. C double sharp. And the rule here is sharp plus sharp equals double sharp. This is called a double sharp. Okay, but this, you can see how this is going to be a little crazy. And if you want, I can show you. It goes like this. It'll just end up looking like this. E sharp, F double sharp. And you can double check my work if you want, but this isn't really the main point for today. Okay, so it would look like that. Too many double sharps, everything's sharp. Now, because B flat and A sharp are the same key on the piano and on most instruments, it's useful just to say, well, instead of playing A sharp major, we'll just play B sharp major, or B flat major instead. Instead of playing A sharp, we'll play B flat instead. Okay, so let's see what happens if we do B flat. Let me erase our notes down here. Okay. So we have B flat, and now we're going to go, remember, this is also B flat, so now we're starting there. We're going up 2 to C, up 2 to D, oops, to D, up 1, 2, this is going to be renamed as E flat. We have to use E next, so this will be E flat. And we go up 2 more to F, plus 2 more is G, plus 2 more is A, and finally we're getting back to B flat. Now, if you look here, each one is labeled with one note like this. These are all the exact same notes. These are enharmonic notes, where they are the same note but different name. One for one for one. But look at this one. Look at B flat compared to A sharp. This one has a lot of sharps and 3 double sharps. This one only has 2 flats if you count B flat once. This only has 2 flats. It's a lot easier than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that's the same one. So 10 sharps. This is way crazier than this, right? So we usually do not talk about A sharp major. We talk about B flat major. For these, they both kind of work, but D flat is easier, but let's go ahead and do both. Let me erase our work down here. Okay. We'll start with C sharp. It's the kind of the messy one, but it'll work out. If you do C sharp, it looks like this. C sharp starts here. We go up 2. We get D sharp. We go up 2 more. We get E sharp. This is E sharp. E sharp. We get F sharp by going up 1 like this, F sharp. And if you're wondering where we're getting the numbers from when I say 2, 2, 1, it's all from here. The major scale formula again is 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Okay. 2 more gets us G sharp. 2 more gets us A sharp. 2 more gets us here. 2 more gets us B sharp. And finally, we're back to C sharp. Now, if you look at this, it's not too bad. Just everything is sharps. It's a lot of sharps, but just everything is sharp. There's no double sharps. As soon as you start seeing double sharps, it's time to find another way to go about your day. Okay, but let's keep us going, and we'll try D flat major instead. D flat. Well, another way to do this is just name these notes using other letters. So let's try that, and you can do it the long way, or you can do it this way. So C sharp is the same as D flat. D sharp is the same as E flat. It's the same as E flat. E sharp is the same thing as F, right? So we just go on F. F sharp is the same as G flat. F sharp is here. G flat is the same thing. G flat. G sharp is A flat. A sharp is B flat. B sharp is C, and finally C sharp is D flat again. Okay, so this is a little bit saner. This was 7 sharps. Everything is sharped, and C is sharped again. And then this is only 5 flats. So this is a little bit nicer to go with. Okay. D sharp, I'm going to save us a little bit of time. D sharp doesn't work for the same reason A sharp does. If you want, you can figure out how many double sharps are in D sharp major, and then we're just going to go back to E flat here. So E flat looks like this. E flat. Time to erase. Okay. E flat, up 2, we're there, gets us F. Up 2 more gets us G. Up 1 more gets us A flat. A flat. We already have a G. We cannot name it with another G. A flat. Up 2 from A flat gets us B flat. B flat. Up 2 more gets us C. I'm losing count here. Okay, we got D next, and then finally 1 more gets us back to E flat. E flat. Okay. And and it's interesting to note here that these are all sharps, these are all sharps, these are all, well, nothing, but these are all sharps, these are all sharps, this has only flats, this is all sharps. We don't really mix sharps and flats. Here's all flats, here's all sharps, but they're 2 different scales. Here's all sharps, here's all flats, this one's all flats. Very interesting to see. We will see more about this in a later time. And then these are kind of either way you want to go. Just either one is okay. And I'll show you both. Let me erase first, and then we'll talk about F sharp and G flat major. So F sharp. F sharp goes up to G sharp. G sharp goes up to A sharp. Add 1. Let me use my pointy thing. There we go. B. Go up 2 to C sharp. Go up 2 more to D sharp. Go up 2 more to F, which is called E sharp in this case. And finally we get to F sharp, just like that. Okay. I'm going to go a little quicker and just rename them like we did up here. This is going to be G flat. This is going to be A flat. This is B flat. This is C flat. This is D flat. This is E flat. This is F, and this is G flat. Okay. So there's all the scales. We're almost finished, and we're actually closer to the end than you think. We already have A flat, but G sharp works like D sharp and A sharp, so we don't really use them. There's too many. To write these, you would need to use the concept of double sharps again over here, double sharps. So we don't really talk about them. We don't really use them because it's so much easier to just say, oh, we can just use a few flats instead of so many sharps. Okay, and there's all 12, or if you count these, there's a few more, but there's how to make major scales starting on any letter you want.